might have time for stopping and chatting and asking questions, because today it's not just about a tune, it's not just about a song. It's an important figure in Soviet and Russian culture, so we can ask questions and maybe think of people who represented the same kind of thinking in other countries and all sorts of other cultural, historic context things. The first thing we do, we sit upright with our shoulders really kind of relaxed and in an open position here on the chest. And we will do a couple of little body warm-ups first. We'll keep breathing into our belly. Nice. You can stand up if you feel like it. It's always good. If you're sitting down, keep sitting down, but be upright with your spine be absolutely kind of stretched upwards. We will turn to the right and to the left slowly, and we will breathe really slowly. So breathe into here, into your belly. If you have any buttons that hold you, kind of restrict your breathing, unbutton them, we won't see them. So hands here, and we're turning from the waist to the right as we're breathing nicely, and a nice and relaxed breath into our belly. And breathe out as you've turned to the right. We'll take another breath as we're turning back to center, nice and slow. The thing is to focus on this area and to breathe into that part of your body even when you're turning. Okay, breathe out and relax, and we'll do the same thing going to the left. So nice and slow breath into your belly as we're turning slowly to the left. And breathe out. And one more time, breathe in as you're turning. And out. Watch out for your shoulders going up, shoulders should stay down. We will do the same with singing. We'll just sing that C together. You can hum it. At the same time, warm up your lips here. Make your lips buzz, singing towards the front of your mouth, towards your teeth. We will do the same, turning to the left, singing a note, and turn here and do another note. Okay, let's go. Breathe in. Note. Take a breath. And stop. Take another breath. Breath. Okay, even though today's song is not a huge melody, it still has quite a range. So we will need to stretch ourselves. So we will do two at once again, where we are putting two exercises into one. We will keep turning, we will keep moving physically, and we'll go up and down in our vocal range, as high as is comfortable, as low as is comfortable, like this. And down, okay? Slowly. And move physically, move as much as you can, right? As just on the edge of stretching yourself. Let's go. Okay, I guess that's as much as we do today for warm up. Okay, now the song I've decided to introduce to you has an interesting cultural meaning to people of my generation. And before we do this, maybe we just have a show of hands if any one of you has heard of Vladimir Semyonovich Vysotsky or knows any of his songs. Right, 1, 2. Let me look at the second page. 3. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Wow, your tour in Iceland. How did you get to Iceland? Luchinka, I know you know lots of Russian songs, but Iceland, interesting. So I will tell you about Vysotsky a bit later. The first thing we do, we go through the tune. Now, when I show you the music, as usual, don't take it as an exact, direction how it is. We will sing it kind of by ear. The rhythm there is a bit strange. It's not exactly how we know it. So don't count too much. Probably what I will be singing will be easier to what you see. Listen. da da ya da 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 da. Yeah. So you see, it's not exactly the same rhythm. It's simpler. I'll do it one more time, and I will conduct you. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah, how is that? One more time. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Carry on. Da 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 da. Second half one more time. Middle of the second line. Third line. Da 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 da. So it's easier, it's simpler than what you see, right? It's simpler than what you see. It's the same melody, kind of the same thing, goes into a different height, but it's the same pattern. We will do it one more time. We're a semitone lower than what you see in the score, and you can be loose with the tune. This comes from a culture of bard singing, and bard in English doesn't necessarily have the same kind of shade of, the same color of bard singing as in Russia. Bardists, singers, songwriters, speakers of the time, people who expressed what was happening in the world right there and then. Vysotsky was very much a bard of his time. One more time through the tune. Try to memorize it. Da 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 da. Second half one more time. Da 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 da. Right, you know, this melody brings emotion to me because of what it means, because the tune is quite simple. Vysotsky's poetry was very rough, very emotional, very piercing, very sometimes uncomfortable, and I chose the easiest and the kind of nicest and most kids could sing that, you know. It's about friendship, but it's about how you choose a true friend. He wrote a lot of songs about mountaineering, about going to the mountains and experiencing this high sky and that, you know, unity with nature. And people thought he was one of these people, but he actually didn't go to the mountains that much. Also, he wrote lots of songs about the war, the Second World War, and veterans of the war were tricked. They didn't know how old he was because he was born after the war or during the war, but he wrote as if he was there. He also wrote songs politically really loaded and with very interesting twists in the poetry. And only now I actually remember these poems. I understand what he meant by hunting for wolves, and these angry dogs hunting for the wolves, for the wild wolves. Yeah, society and searching for these enemies of, you know, all that stuff. So let's go to our text. Our text. I will go to our chat later. We'll see if there's some discussion happening, because today we can have that discussion. Now I'm going to read it in the rhythm of the song, in the simplified rhythm that we just sung. So it'll be ta 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 ta. Okay, like that. Let's go slowly. And those of you who don't speak Russian know the word drug, which is a whole different concept. We need to talk about drug. after this first verse, remind me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, let's go. Если друг оказался вдруг и не друг, и не враг, а так. Если сразу не разберешь, плох он или хорош. Let's stop here. Are you coping with this tempo? You coping okay? Yeah, we may do it one more time. Если, if, друг, friend, оказался, happened to be, вдруг, all of a sudden, from nowhere, и не друг, not a friend, и не враг, not an enemy, а так, so, something in the middle. Если сразу, if, straight away, не разберешь, cannot tell, плох, bad, плохой, плох, on, him, или, or, хорош, good, yeah, if he is a true friend or not, good, is he good or bad. Next lines, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, let's go. Парня в горы тяни, рискни, не бросай одного его. Пусть он в связке в одной с тобой. Там поймешь, кто такой. Okay, we'll translate this. So we are on the 5th line. Парня, a young man, в горы, into the mountains. Тяни, drag, рискни, take a risk. Take a risk, take him into the mountains. Не бросай, don't leave him одного on his own, его, him. Пусть, let, on, him, в связке, bound, in a knot, in a tied to you, в одной с тобой, in one kind of tied together, bound together with you, с тобой, with you. Там, there, поймешь, understand, they will understand, кто, who, такой, who he is. So you take him to the mountains, and then together, bound together, you will see who he is. An interesting concept of checking for the true friend in a difficult, strange, interesting situation. Yeah. Can we try singing it? Before we do, the word drug. When I came to Britain, one of my first observations was that people called friends, lots of people. I have a friend here, I know a friend there. And sometimes they wouldn't even remember their friends' wives, children, where they lived, and also. So I understood that for us, for Russians, drug means something deeper and bigger, and it's a greater connection than a friend and acquaintance in English, even though the word friend is kind of a direct translation. So it's a big concept of druzhba, friendship in Russian. Now, first of all, I invite you to sing the first verse, looking at this melody more or less. Don't follow it exactly, but hopefully you can see the music here. And the text. Okay, let's go. Если друг оказался вдруг, и не друг, и не враг, а так, если сразу не разберешь, плох он или хорош, парня в горы тяни, рискни, не бросай одного его, пусть он в связке одной с тобой, там поймешь, кто такой. See, there's a little writing at the bottom here, yeah? Repeat. Парня в горы тяни, рискни, не бросай одного его, пусть он в связке с тобой одной, там поймешь, кто такой. We will go up a semitone at some point once you warmed up. There is a top C that not all of us can hit, yeah? So we'll go up a bit soon. Now, my favorite song, Lisa. Right, so people do know it, right? You know it. Drug, what else did I want to say? Vysotsky, Drug, something I wanted to mention. He accompanied himself on guitar. He had this very croaky voice. Really like that, really like that. You could recognize his voice right away. But he wrote music for films, he wrote music for theater plays, he wrote music for Alice in Wonderland. So as a child, I had a record of Alice in Wonderland. You know how these old records where there would be a reading and a song, and then the reading and the song. And he wrote and sang music to Alice in Wonderland. And it's beautiful. And with his croaky voice, there's some gentle orchestral accompaniment, and it sounds quite nice. A very talented, very interesting person, Vladimir Vysotsky. Look him up. We will sing through the first verse one more time and read straight through the second one. Sing first one again. You're getting used to the tune. Yeah, you're getting used to it. So I'll just show you the text, not the music. Now, oh yes, that's what I was going to say. He accompanied him on guitar, and the chords were quite simple and quite obvious. So, for example, here, da 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 da. He played that chord, which is just a 5, but he sang the ta da 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 da. And in the music here, they decided they needed to write that note in, but he never actually sang it. Da 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 da. Interesting. And it's not that he sang out of tune. It was the principle. So I might do that. Let's go one more time. Если друг оказался вдруг и не друг, и не враг, а так, если сразу не разберешь, плох он или хорош, парня в горы тяни, рискни, не бросай одного его. Пусть он в связке с тобой, в одной с тобой, там поймешь, кто такой. Парня в горы тяни, рискни, не бросай одного его. Пусть он в связке в одной с тобой, там поймешь, кто такой. In one of the videos, Vysotsky sang "Сам поймет, кто такой" in the last line. So in that one tie, not with you, he will understand himself who he is, which is also an interesting thing. Next verse, let's look at the next verse. Same thing, we will read it in the rhythm of the song. Ta 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 ta. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, let's go. Если парень в горах не ах, если сразу раскис и вниз, шаг ступил на ледник и сник, оступился и в крик. Let's stop. Если, if, парень, young man, в горах, in the mountains, не ах, not great. Если, if, сразу, straight away, раскис, lost himself. Раскис means actually to get rotten, to go sour, or to get pickled, right? И вниз, and down, so he goes back down. Шаг is a step, ступил, made a step, на ледник, onto the ice, и сник, and lost himself and went kind of low. Оступился, made the wrong step, yeah, и в крик, and shouted and screamed. Next line, let's go together. Значит, рядом с тобой чужой. Ты его не брони, гони. Вверх таких не берут. И тут про таких не поют. So you can see your more poetic translation on the right, but I'm going to do word to word again. So from the 5th line, значит, it means рядом, next, close, с тобой, to you, чужой, stranger. is a stranger. Ты, you, его, him, не, not, брани, don't let him, don't criticize, don't не брани, don't tell him kind of bad things. Гони, tell him to go. Вверх, to the top. Таких, like this. Не берут, don't take. So you don't take someone like this to the top, high, up. И тут and here, meaning in this world, everyday world, про таких, about such people, не поют, don't sing. So you will not sing about a person like that. It's just, somebody who is neither here nor there and not reliable, which is what the song is about, reliability. Let's go. Если парень в горах не ах, если сразу раскис и вниз, шаг ступил на ледник и сник, оступился и в крик, значит, рядом с тобой чужой, ты его не брани и гони, вверх таких не берут, и тут про таких не поют. Значит, рядом с тобой чужой, ты его не брани и гони, вверх таких не берут, и тут про таких не поют. I want to ask you about a word in English, which means in Russian we have a word pathos, but it's kind of grandness, but it's not pathos in English. It's kind of seriousness, and it means big. This song is big. It has this. It's a statement. So if you have a word like this, let me know. Pretentious. Well, it's the thing is that it's totally honest. In pretentiousness, it's not. This is totally honest, and Vysotsky was as honest as he could be in the Soviet times. Pathosny, yeah, but pathosny can be too much. With pathos, it can be just, a statement, monumental. It's big, but at the same time, this is honest, which I don't know if it carries when I introduce the song to you like this, if you don't know about this culture at all. So I'm curious how much of it can actually be taught, can actually be delivered, can be spoken about. Vysotsky expressed things that were very much underground, that weren't spoken about in his time in the 80s, 70s. Also, he was a fantastic actor. He played in films, in cinema, and he played Hamlet in theater. He was a wonderful theater actor with a very special manner. It was kind of theatrical, spafasam, big, grand. And he gave concerts. People knew him, even though he didn't appear on television that much. People knew him everywhere. He would turn up in a town and he would get a call to perform at before his official concert. People would ask him to do another concert, and he would say, I only have like 8 o'clock in the morning, I have to be there. I can only do it at 6. And people would turn up at 6 a.m. to listen to Vysotsky, because it was so important to be able to express and connect and know that somebody else can speak about these things that wouldn't be spoken about, right? Let's look at our next verse. And he became so popular when things started to open up with Glasnost, with Perestroika. He became more talked about and more official. Well, and then he died in 1980, but then we were able to talk about him, we were able to celebrate his life. And this song was featured in a cartoon, and it's one of these Tom and Jerry type cartoons when a wolf chases a rabbit, and it's a series of cartoons. And there is a quote of that song when the wolf is climbing a rope. He's going up into a mountain and he's whistling. So we can do that, and Vysotsky actually whistled that little bit. We're going up in tone now. We haven't read the third verse. Let's read it. Если ж он, yeah? Let's go together. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, let's go. Если ж он не скулил, не ныл. Пусть он хмур был и зол, но шел. А когда ты упал со скал, он стонал, но держал. Let's carry on. Если шел за тобой, как в бой, на вершине стоял хмельной, значит, как на себя самого положись на него. You can see that самого, there are more syllables here, so we squeeze them together. So, если, if, on him, не скулил, didn't whinge, не ныл, didn't cry, didn't whine. Пусть он хмур был, he might have been хмур, хмур is kind of gloomy, и зол and angry, но, but, шел, carried on, walking, going. А когда, but when, ты, you, упал, fell, со скал, from a rock, if you would fall from the rock, он стонал, he ground his teeth, he стонал, to стонать is to, we do it from pain, yeah, но держал, but he held, right, he held you, но держал, yeah. Если шел за тобой, if he walked behind you, как в бой, like as if into a fight, as if into a boy is a fight is a yeah boy fight. На вершине at the top стоял, stood, хмельной, drunk, dizzy from drunkenness. Значит, it means как as if на себя, on yourself, самого, yourself, your own, you. Положись, rely, на него, rely on him. So if he's been with you to that high mountain, to the top, and he stood there celebrating it, you can trust him, rely on him. Third verse. Если ж он не скулил, не ныл, пусть он хмур был и зол, но шел. А когда ты упал со скал, он стонал, но держал. Если шел за тобой, как в бой, на вершине стоял хмельной, значит, как на себя самого положись на него. Если шел за тобой, как в бой, на вершине стоял хмельной, значит, как на себя самого положись на него. That. So how are you feeling? You know what? I'm not managing to read chat. There is a lot happening. Yeah, how is it? Yeah, okay. It's different to whatever I've taught, and I think it's, you know about the Iron Curtain, you know about things being forbidden, half forbidden. So you can connect, you can understand, yeah? You can understand what this person meant to us. My brother got into Vladimir Vysotsky when he was something like 12 years old, 11 years old. I'm 4 years younger than him, so I really didn't get it. I just like angry uncle singing from this record. Blah, 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 blah. And I liked this one because it's melodic. But there were quite a lot of aggressive songs, and as I told you in my little story, when Brezhnev died, the neighbor came knocking on our door and said, "You can't sing, you can't play Vysotsky songs. It's wrong. It's against, the party and all that. It's against it. Don't play him." And my brother said, I don't care. And he played his, songs on guitar. That's why he learned to play guitar, my brother. So now I know why. The whole song, huh? Ready? We will start a semitone lower, and we will go up at some point. Okay. Если друг оказался вдруг и не друг, и не враг, а так, если сразу не разберешь, плох он или хорош, парня в горы тяни, рискни, не бросай одного его, пусть он в связке в одной с тобой, там поймешь, кто такой. Парня в горы тяни, рискни, не бросай одного его, пусть он в связке в одной с тобой, там поймешь, кто такой. Если парень в горах не ах, если сразу раскис и вниз, шаг ступил на ледник и сник, оступился и в крик, значит, рядом с тобой чужой, ты его не брони, гони, вверх таких не берут, и тут про таких не поют. Значит, рядом с тобой чужой, ты его не брони, гони, вверх таких не берут, и тут про таких не поют. Если ж он не скулил, не ныл, пусть он хмур был и зол, но шел, а когда ты упал со скал, он стона держал. Если шел он с тобой, как в бой, на вершине стоял хмельной, значит, как на себя самого, положись на него. Если шел за тобой, как в бой, на вершине стоял хмельной, значит, как на себя самого, положись на него. Right, now I want to hear you. If you want to say anything, I'm interested because this is so different to whatever we've done before. Okay, jump in, say something.
You can smell the vodka from here.
Well, as it happens, he did drink and he died of a heart attack. I think he was 40 something. He didn't live to be 50. I think he was 42 when he died. So he did drink.
Was he the husband of Marina Vladi? Or,
yeah. Marina Vladi was his wife, and there was a complicated story, and they couldn't see each other at some point, and there was a lot of that heart-tearing drama between them. Very interesting. Yeah, you know Marina Vladi. Okay. Anyone else?
It's lovely. Really lovely.
It's interesting. So I see Mike Woods putting his hand up. Let's hear Michael. Let me just wait. Yeah.
I was just going to say that this was 1966 was the year I started learning Russian. I never got very far. Of course, the songs we were taught as part of our O-level course were all the and Volga boat songs and those kind of traditional Soviet ones. So this is very different. And of course, not very traditional because nobody dies.
Well, you know, somebody, I switched you off now just because there was a lot of noise. So let's have one of you at a time. The thing is that it's still a tradition. It's still a tradition, but it's not tradition like folk tradition. It's actually almost a folk tradition because there are lots of bards and lots of singer-songwriters for whom Vysotsky was, a big figure, and they tried to be like him. But he wrote this song quite early in his career. If you think he died in 1980, this is 1966. So he developed a much angry and much more expressive language of, vocal kind of expression and musical expression too. Now I saw some. Leslie, did you want to say something?
Yes, I was just going to say, in response to no one died, I was thinking up that mountain. I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah, yeah. Did I see someone else's hand going up?
Going up.
Diana and then Howard. Diana and then Howard. Diana, you're mute. Yes, go.
I just noticed because I looked him up after, you know, because I knew about him slightly, and I see he was given the state prize in 1987, which shows you that after he died, he obviously got far more sort of officially accepted, although it was still Soviet, wasn't it?
Oh,
but
yeah.
he was obviously taken more into the mainstream.
Oh yeah, and there was even now I think that they made even a film, like a you know, like a series about Vladimir Vysotsky. He was like a well celebrated figure now after his death. I wish they recognized him when he was still alive, and there was not that much support. And I saw Howard. Howard, I can't find you now, but can you please switch yourself on?
Answered my question, Polina.
Yeah.
I was going to ask whether he's popular now. You've answered it. Thank you.
He is hugely popular, and people go to his grave every year. I think he died in end of July, if I'm not. It's kind of 30. It comes. Yeah, it's 30 years. Wait, it's 40 years since his death, right? Yeah, 40 years. So I think there'll be a big. I think he died maybe in October or November actually, because I was going to school. I wasn't on holiday. Oh no, wait. I don't know. I can't tell you. He is celebrated, and he is. It's funky. It's good to appreciate Vysotsky now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I see Eve, and I see Sue holding their hands up. So let's. And then I see Deborah. Okay, let's have you in that order. So, Eve, go.
So the only time I was in the Soviet Union was the summer of 1981, and they did already have Melodia LPs. So I have that. But also, when I first heard him, I didn't realize he had died, but he reminded me of Tom Waits. He has that really deep growl, but I could tell it was even kind of more profound. That's all.
Thank you. Yeah, he was on Melodia Records, and he was with safer songs like Alice in Wonderland, and there were a couple of his own records already then published. Now, who was next? I did say a few people wanted to say. Yeah, Sue, go.
Oh, Polina, may I ask, whose songs whose songs does your brother sing now with his guitar?
Oh, unfortunately, my brother completely kind of dropped his musical activities. He sometimes, you know, when he visited us here in Brighton, he picked up my husband's guitar and played a bit, but he didn't really pursue his musical career. So I learned some stuff from him, and he likes to listen to our things. Yeah, but Vysotsky was a huge influence, and I think that my brother liked the expression more than the music, just the way, the ability to express maybe through these songs vicariously. And then we had, thank you. So we had Deborah. Did you want to say something? Where are you? Yeah, where are you? Yeah.
Of him now that we can find.
Sorry, ask again.
Are there recordings of him now that we can find?
Lots and lots and lots. And you know what's interesting? That people on the klezmer scene, like, you know, if you know Frank London on the klezmer scene, if you know people of the klezmer scene, for some reason they started sharing that because there's a connection with Soviet Union, with Russia. So a lot of people have his records. If you type his name in Russian, Vladimir Vysotsky, I think you can find it in my description. If not, ask me, I'll tell you how to do it. It's easy to find him. You'll find the Russian way to spell his name, Vladimir Semyonovich Vysotsky. Put it in, you will find MP3s, you will find YouTube, you'll find lots of it. There is a documentary about him with English subtitles, with some Russian, so you will find him. You will find him. He's accessible. It's yeah, okay, to the song. I hear you singing. I hear you singing. Let's go to the song. Otherwise, it's already too late. But I love it that you kind of you go with it. Thank you very much. Now we will sing the whole song and then we'll say goodbye to you. But don't forget that we have only a few sessions left. Our last session will be on the 22nd. I am suggesting a social meeting for this group, either on that day after the session, or on a separate day with singing Yiddish and Russian song together and a bit of talking. So it'll be a longer session to decide if we want to do something regular from September or we just drop this completely, but I would miss this group. So have a think and follow adverts on my website. Let's go. Yes. Если друг оказался вдруг и не друг, и не враг, а так, если сразу не разберешь, плох он или хорош, парня в горы тяни, рискни, не бросай одного его, пусть он в связке в одной с тобой, там поймешь, кто такой. Second verse. Если парень в горах не ах, если сразу раскис и вниз, шаг ступил на ледник и сник, оступился и в крик, значит, рядом с тобой чужой, ты его не брони, гони, вверх таких не берут, и тут про таких не поют. Third verse. Если ж он не скулил, не ныл, пусть он хмур был и зол, но шел, а когда ты упал со скал, он стонал, но держал. Если шел за тобой, как в бой, на вершине стоял хмельной, значит, как на себя самого, положись на него. Если шел за тобой, как в бой, на вершине стоял хмельной, значит, как на себя самого, положись на него. That's my phone ringing, landline. I hope it's not KGB. See you some other time. Bye, thank you.